Hey everyone, welcome back to this video where we are designing these badges. And if you joined in our last video, you work through all of the data that is necessary for the conditionals that we'll need for these badges. Basically, um, let's design the page and it'll show those badges, kind of like what we're working with here, and then we'll take it from there. So in our last video, everything is just repeating myself already. Everything is set up for that. What we really need to do then is a take a look at this page, the My Badges page. So that's most similar probably to, we're working from this library page, probably most similar to the favorites page. So I think I'll copy that favorites group as a shell to get started. So here in this favorites group, I'm actually noticing, perhaps you have not done this in your build if you're following along, I do not see a collapser. So if this favorites, okay, here it is. I'm going to bring that up to here. That's the deal. It needs to be 300. Quick little fix-ups as we go. Great. Okay. So we want to take this favorites group. We want to copy and paste. And then make sure, that we're selected into this group, and we'll realign it, sort of. And then we'll rename it. So this is the badges group. Cool. I don't think we need, we don't need any of this. No repeating groups. None of that. Your favorite badges. Okay. So we are working on a 320 pixel wide grid. So we are going to put 3 images out there. And with those 3 images, all right, doing mental math. Really fun to watch, right? Someone else do mental math. Okay, let's try 80, 80, 80 for our images. See if it works. So this will be a pretty quick one. Pretty quick video. Delete that image. And what else do we got going on here? Class, we got this HTML element. We don't need that. We don't need a group collapser. Whatever, it's fine. Doesn't hurt. Okay, so image n, 80, 80. And let's see. Please leave a comment if I really am as like squirrels as I think I am in my own mind. Like looking, I move around a lot. Not move around a lot. I mean, what my focus is as I build this does seem to change from thing to thing. It's because just thinking about so many things that need to happen for this app to take shape. So yeah, that's looking. Please work. Please work. That. Oh, heck yeah. Okay. So I'm going to hit this center horizontally, and then we're going to use some black dark magic to make these work well for responsive stuff. Let's see. Not fixed width, I don't think. But keep element proportions for all of these. Okay, cool. So I've got some images. Just going to straight away upload them. Oh, you know what? Yeah, we're going to need... So I'm doing a thing of 6. We're going to need... So this is badge blank. And... style, we're going to remove the styling. And we're going to add... So it's 80. So let's add at least 40. Say 45 for the roundness. Get it nice and round. And then I'm going to copy paste, move it here, copy paste, move it here. Why? Because I'll use those other ones to actually fill in the image, the badge that pops up. All right. So what do I want to have happen? Okay. I want to name these because it's getting confusing. What do you call an image that is, let's call it blank image 1, blank image 2, blank image 3, and we'll do, if you hold down shift as you select things, and then Control C, Control V, that'll get you some super sweet additional ones, which I think it needs to be moved up. And I might have to play with this for a second. Nope, nailed it. Maybe. It's too high here. Maybe. I don't think they all have to be that stinking close, to be honest. Yeah, let's oh cool, I didn't know I could do that. Boom. Or not. Yeah, give it some breathing room. Feels nicer. Center horizontally. Center horizontally. Okay. So basically we've got these 6 and then there's these 2 kind of hidden behind here. And this will be 4. This will be 5. This will be 6. Okay, so let's think for a second. Should we give these titles next to them? They didn't in theirs, and quite frankly, it's confusing. I mean, you have to click them, and then I think you get this little box. Let's see. Yeah. How to get unlock after second open. We've already made pop-ups in this app, so the workflow step for that is very simple. If it's clicked, then you show the element. We did that over here on this plans one. So just go back if you wanted to build pop-ups similar. If you wanted to really reproduce this app, I think the route that I'm going to go is move all of these down by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think these ones as well. Yeah, actually, yeah, that's too bad. It'd be really nice if you could just do it one off. 300. Okay. 300. Amazing. 300. Okay, so it's probably good. All right, let's add some text. These are 80 wide. So again, I'm just thinking through some of the responsive aspects of this. Goodness, that is small. Let's make it lighter so we can see it. But this is going to be text first class. First class. Let's center it. Let's bump it up to 14. No line spacing. 18. Nope. 16. Let's think. We have first class. I think vertical or vinyasa. This will say all classes. Yeah, first class is probably going to be our longest word. So if we just get that to fit, everything else should work. So, okay. That's 15, the font size. So we'll make the height of this 15. And that looks pretty decent. Call it 130. Again, I'm thinking about some of the responsive aspects. Put this at 130. And we say center horizontally. Should be good. Paste another one of these things in there. 130. Nice grid stuff lines up. So this is all acro. All beach. Select all those. Give them a paste. Surprised that stuff doesn't work here. But no worries. So what do we got? This thing's 15 high. So the bottom is 145. And the bottom of this is 160. So that's 15 higher. So we want this to end at 285. So we want to start at 270. To make it equal for all of them. Set them horizontally, and that still stays the same. So that's good. Just means it's lined up. All right, so this will be vinyasa I just put vinyasa. Nope, that fits. Oh, wait. Acro, beach, vertical comes before vinyasa. In the alphabet, all vinyasa and all classes. So we have this one that evaluates as a yes, no, like have they taken their first class yet? Back when we created this data, start first class, yes or no. Starts as no. Once they click that play button for the first time, we say, yes, they've started a class. Congratulations, you get a badge. So let's tackle that this should not be visible fixed with, yeah, let's tackle that. It is not visible on page load. The condition is that when current users yoga our first class is no, then this element is visible. And then we'll add another one that says when it's yes, it's not visible. Cool. Okay. Now this acro one. This will be some of that condition stuff that we did before. And if you recall back in the last video, when I showed the two paths, one of them was this quick path to just add people without using the timer, or not add people, add classes without using the timer to this data field yoga classes played. So the acro classes, basically, let's go to those. And I am just going to, this is one, right? Pop these out. Where is this category? Okay, here's the title. That's what I was looking for. Confirming that it's one, that I didn't misclick. 2, 3, I probably remember these, but I will make it easy for myself. Okay. All right. So there's our unique IDs for all of our acro. Under this one, do I have? We just wonder if one of these has these unique IDs. Okay, cool. Wait. Oh, so I created a new one here. So let's remove a bunch of this stuff. Get the description out of here, the title. None of this stuff matters. Oh, we have a played yet in the class. Interesting. But we won't use that one, actually. As it turns out. Okay. Much better. Yes. So I want these 4. But I want to literally remove everything. Remove everything. Bundle number, difficulty level, hero length. Bundle number, difficulty level, hero length, save, sort by title. There we go. All right, so I can at least start with these ones. Perfect. And geez, video is silly. these ones. And okay, cool. So as you can see, we pulled out the unique IDs for all of these, and we've got them into their groups. So great. Now we can work a little bit more efficiently back here in this area. So what do we need to have happen? Well, we need to check that the current users of a class is played contains, do a search for a class where that class is a unique ID. What am I doing again? I'm doing the acro ones. So equals that unique ID. You could do the class title. So you could say like the class title equals acro yoga 1. I tend to use the unique IDs because if you use it's a best practice when you're building really big stuff. For an app like this, frankly, I guess I would use the titles. I'm just working off an old habit as I fill these in. In fact, let's do that. You can see where I was going with this, but it's just not necessary. Actually, can we do where the bundle number equals, what are our bundle numbers? That's a way better way. Duh. If it works. So our acros are bundle 4. But the question is, does this actually evaluates a list of classes? Yeah, it's one of these deals where I don't know why, but Bubble is not a fan of Bubble's not a fan sometimes of just allowing you to type these things. The bundle number is that. Let's take a look at the data type. Sorry, I'm actually just more curious at this point because I think, yeah, okay, that's why we cannot enter a bundle number because the bundle number is not a number. It is a reference to the bundles that it's associated with. So, all right, we might be able to. I'm gonna. Take us down a direction where the bundle is 4. We've got these bundles. And contains list. Evaluates to yes or no. No, we don't want that. We don't want the count. When I'm trying to return the bundle number, I'm trying to get all 4 of those to say, does this current user's class contain all 4 of these? Or basically anything with bundle number 4. Items until number 4. Nope. So I got a little bit too big for my britches trying to to use one of those throwback phrases. Search for yoga app classes. Where the classes, how about this? The title contains acro. Oh, you know what? This is okay. This is good stuff to learn. This is good stuff to learn. You know, this right here says it evaluates to a yes or no. So what it's saying is it's taking a look at this list. Anywhere in this list is this thing contained, and this thing is a class. So we actually have to say yes or no to just one thing at a time. I don't think there's any other way to do it that I'm aware of. Perhaps there are some, there are some other folks out there that are great bubblers who probably know, but I do not. So apologies. We'll press on kind of in a normal way that we were going to do before, where the title equals acro. Try to get these right. It's got to be exactly right. It's got to be capitals, as we learned from that search feature that we did, right, where we had to, it actually would not show it. Okay. Boom. Current users contains first count. First item. Okay. So let's see if we can do it as an and. Paste expression. Okay. So we'll have to just get good at doing these steps. Next, current users, yoga classes played, contains a class where the title of that class is equal to Acro Yoga 2. Now, this is helpful information to know that when you're building an app like this, as the app builder, it takes effort to keep it updated. If you add classes, you would have to come back and change these conditionals. However, the amazing part about this is that the power is in your hands. That, in past years and in past times working on the internet, that you would need to pay someone who, knows iOS or knows Android. You might even have to pay two people, one for each, to make these type of updates for you. And now these updates, there can be minimums, and these can be $100 an hour type of things. Whereas if you, as the enterprising individual, takes it, upon yourself to invest the time into this course, and then building it, and then maintains your how you build things and where those updates would be. Basically, what I'm saying is that you're saving yourself. It's always going to take time, but for those who like to kind of have the system and survey everything that needs to take place within their business and know what needs to happen where, this is a great option for maintaining ownership, if ownership is important to you, which to many people, to many business owners, it is. So cool. First item. Basically, what do we got here? Yoga 1, Acro Yoga 1. We search here for Acro Yoga 2. And current users, yoga classes played, contains Acro Yoga 3, first item, and current users, yoga classes played, contains, do a search for. Right here, this is programming. This is programming without code. We are programming this to only show, or to show this as not complete if this condition is not met. Number 4. Exciting, right? First item. All right, so what does this evaluate to? It says, has the person completed all of the Acro Yoga classes? Because we're keeping track in this yoga classes played of all the classes they've completed. So have they completed it? If they have, so if this is true, don't show this. Right, because this is the placeholder one. Because it's a lot of conditions. Well, let's see. I might be able to. Yeah. Cool. Okay, I'm not going to explain what I'm doing. As you see this, try and guess. So I should not have any ands. I should have doesn't contain, or doesn't contain, or doesn't contain, or doesn't contain. So, in other words, if we're missing one of these classes, or if one of these classes still needs to be completed, show this default one. They have not won their badge yet. However, if all this is true, then this element is not visible. So, boy, that's going to be tough to test, right? We'll have to wait for something to. I'll change some conditions to get these classes added so we can test this. That might not make sense of what I'm thinking there, but there is some conditions in a workflow when for this one, basically, in this condition here of comparing these, we'll kind of cheat, or we'll just change the data in the classes length. We'll make all the classes like, I don't know, 30 seconds long or something, so that way we can get them completed and we can test that data to fully explain the thought I was having. This is all of our Acro Yoga ones. Cool. So again, going to say this: if the person has not, or sorry, the thing that's tracking all the stuff that the person completed, if that thing doesn't contain things they should have completed, then they don't have the badge, show the default one. But however, if that thing contains all 4 of these classes, that means, hey, they've completed Acro Yoga. So hide this guy, right? Hide this image. Not visible on page load. Double check that for all of these. Yes. Okay. Okay. All right. So a lot of conditionals here. We are programming. But yeah, so that's what's going on here. Let's move on. Let's copy this expression. Let's paste it into here. And then these are the beach ones. So basically, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to, there's a couple ways I could do this, but I'll do it like this, where I will just swap out these. I'll make these identical in this fashion. And then I will go and, yep, I've got beach yoga. So I need to, in the search, make beach yoga 1. That's the first search. Here is the second search. Yoga 2. Here is the, yes, the third search, which actually can tell me because it's already labeled. And yeah, this is much better than using the unique ID, sort of, because I assume that these names won't change. However, actually, I take back what I said before. I was trying to be nimble in my thinking because I was doing it by uh, default, right? Like I was doing it by old habit, always use the unique ID. But I actually do think that, if you were to build this, if you really are building this, I would recommend that in your setup, instead of using title, you use, well, can't get it here, but you know what I mean. Here we go. A new one of these. That you would use this unique ID equals. Why would I suggest this? Because then you can change. I mean, you might have an update at some point where you just decide to change the nomenclature or the naming of some of your stuff, right? Because then it's such a pain to come back into this level of detail of your app. So that way you just straight up don't worry about that, because the unique ID is something that will never change, which is why it's great. So I would recommend, if you are building this, to do that. Beach yoga. Beach yoga. Search. Beach yoga 3. And beach yoga 4. I don't know about you all, but I would like to go on a beach right now. Do some yoga. What are these things? Oh, okay. Cool. Yes, so our beach one is good. This one is good. You know what? We're gonna skip to this all classes. Sorry, I was giving a long stare and just like the face of giving up there. As I was thinking, like, do we have to do all of this right here for this all classes? But I just thought of a better way. So we'll say that when the current user's yoga class is played, count is greater than or equal to, how many classes we got? We got 4, 8, 12, 13, 14, 15. So when that count is greater than 15, well, let's see. If it's less than 15, and again, I'm kind of cheating here. You'd have to come back and edit this if you added more classes. So basically what I would recommend is I think this is the only area. I'm trying to think what else is going to change as you add more classes. If we look at our app here, we've built out everything pretty robust. You know, you're gonna add more of these programs perhaps if you add more classes. Okay, sure. So like if you were making a list of things, you know, just an interjection very quickly is that if you created a checklist of when you add a new class, if you added a new program, you would need to update this page and perhaps create a new image for the program itself. And you would need to perhaps, if you're creating new classes and they don't fall into one of these categories, you would have to create another one of those. Otherwise, if you create another acro yoga number 5, it's just automatically going to fall into this acro yoga, right? But what I'm trying to get at is that if you also, anytime you create a new class, you will need to update the full number of classes here. So if it is less than 15, that means the person has not achieved the badge. So keep the default badge on. But if it is greater than or equal to 15, then take it away. This element's not visible. And it's not visible by default either. Cool. Sorry. Okay. Keeping in touch on the texter. So we've knocked out 4 out of 6. So let's grab our conditionals from here. Copy. Define a condition. Paste. Copy this one. Add another condition. Paste. The thing is it's being visible. And where does that check mark goes? Check mark goes up top. We'll do the same thing. Copy expression. Define the condition. Paste the expression. Copy expression. Paste expression. Check mark goes up top. Just eyeballing these expressions that I didn't copy and paste one in the wrong one. So the bottom one always says contained. The top one says did not contain. Bottom one says contained. Just QAing the work as we go, because then you don't have to spend, you know, I spent 15 to 30 seconds there just double checking. It's possible. It's possible to spend hours debugging your stuff of why it doesn't work. I've been there. So cool. We have got all of the default badges. So basically, we've got all of these laid out, but we've given them the conditionals on them, right? So let's grab this one. And I think we're 20 down from where this is. This is our badge. The other ones are blank, and this is badge. So badge 2. $160. Not visible. Not visible. Okay. We want to drop this here. Badge number 1. All right. No conditionals on these. I'm going to take all these blank ones away. I want to take away blank 1, 2, and 3. Bring to front. Bring to front. Bring to front. I'm doing this because I was trying to, on this left side here, trying to get these to all be next to each other, but they're not. Whatever. Geez. Okay. Just cleaning it up. This is a good practice. If you are building an app that you plan to use, do this. Otherwise, that's the best practice. Because even if you don't do it for text, you cannot do it for other stuff. If you don't do it for other stuff, I know I already have some workflow items that need to be cleaned up. For example, all classes. Is this one? No, so this is a class preview. No, so this is not. See, back button. This is a badges. Right, see how that can get confused over on the workflow tab. That's badges. That must mean in our poses one, and what else do we got? We have a favorites. Favorites, poses. All right, so those are all of our extra ones coming off the library. And I know that this is close main video player. And then there's this one. Poses. Video player. I just remember those being, being like, oh, what is that? when you're working in the workflow. So a little bit of cleanup there. Let's knock out the rest of this badges. So what do we want to have happen for this first badge? Well, let's take a look at blank image. Let's copy one of these. Define a condition here. Paste it. Define another condition. Copy. And paste. So I think we just want these to be straight up opposites. So if it's visible when this is no, and invisible when yes, we want it to be invisible when no, and visible when yes. If that makes sense. So, but in other words, if the person has started a class, right, and that value is of their profile, that field says, yep, they clicked it, then we're going to show a badge. And what badge are we going to show, you might ask? Well, come and see. Badge first class. Oh no, okay, I have to do this for all 6 of these. No, 3. Then we'll copy and paste. We got to round these babies off. These are 80? Cool. So, if the first class is then we'll have this badge. Nice beginner person in a beginner pose, chilling. Okay. that takes care of these ones. So let's work on number 2. Let's get the conditional, copy, badge 2, define a condition, paste, make that element visible, go to the blank one again, copy this. Right, and this makes sense. We just, these conditions are what control all the acro stuff, right? Like if you do the search here, that's acro yoga. So this badge number 2, let's see. So for the blank one, the top is selected. So for the badge 2, it's visible when the bottom one. So when this condition is met, which we know that condition, sort of. It's long, and I hate saying it. And I'm sure you, even as much as you want to hear it, right? Okay. Next, blank image 3. Grab this condition, copy. Again, this is why it's really important to label, because I can just look at the 3 and I know I'm on the right one. And then I'm on this badge one, so easy. Grab this expression. And you guys are doing great to hang in. I thought this could be a quick video. Seriously. This, right, I'm like, oh, we just got to build 6 images. No, with some conditions. No worries. Alas. Okay. So those are opposite of each other for the conditional. Let me just double check that that's not selected. Badge 3. All right, so I'm actually looking at this blank one. So we need to do badge 2 and 3. So badge 2, we need to give it a roundness of 45. An image. This is the acro stuff. So we'll give it the badge for acro. This looks more like art than acro yoga, but looks pretty cool, I think. Badge 3. We need to give this one, if I could click it. Okay, we need to give this one a roundness of 45. We need to upload an image here. Which one is this? It's image 3, but it's the beach. Okay. Badge the beach. And another sweet, sweet photo. All right. Trying to think what's going to be easier. I will just draw in some new images. And I'll get it right before duplicating it. 80, 80, 20. Yep. You can tell computer's getting a little slow. Been running screen video, camera video, all these things. What do we got here for? We have 300 for the height. Okay. So this element is not visible on page load. This element is called badge 4. You're going to do a copy and paste on that. Move it to the center. Hit the center horizontally. Grab another one. Move that here. And thinking back to the responsive stuff, so we'll see about that. There's some tricks up my sleeves that we can use. Okay, 45. Double check that. 45, 45. All right. So these all need to just go drop to 300, 300, and 300. Great, 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 great. What progress, huh? What progress? Who would have thought, when you look at this thing, that this one would take so much, right? But that is what the name of programming and building apps is that, darn it, these things, when on your phone, they just look so like simple. You just click it and it works. But it's only because now you see, behind the curtain, right? So there's a bit of effort. So we're going to start here with blank badge 4. We're going to copy this expression. We're going to go to define a condition, paste, make it visible, grab the second one, another condition, paste. So mistakes, human error can be made. This one says doesn't contain. This one says contains for the condition. So we know we've set that up right. Right? I could make a copy and paste error, double check yours so you do not do one as well. It's super easy to do, and it will mess things up. Okay, so bottom one is selected there for the badge. Top one is for the blank image. Just going to zone those out. Blank 5. Copy this expression. Paste it. And we are in the home stretch. Copy. Did I copy that? Paste. Does not contain, contains. Element is visible. The blank image, the top one is selected. The non-blank image, the bottom one, great. So blank image 6, copy expression, paste it, add another condition. We'll copy this expression, paste it, and let's see, again, top one is selected there, bottom one is selected on the actual badge. Okay, saying there's some issues, we'll check those out, but first we will look at badges 4, 5, and 6 for our uploads of those actual badges. So back on the settings panel here, I will upload. Badge number 4 is vertical. So we got vertical, vinyasa, and all classes. So vertical. And vinyasa. And all, I think, is labeled as master. This person has mastered yoga if they've completed this amazing app. Cool. Okay, so those 3 warnings that were read up here were just saying, remember to add these images, which we have done. So let's go check it out. See what we got. What we expect to have happen is just a bunch of blank badges, right? Nothing fancy. In order to double check that some of those conditions are working, we would want to, we haven't set up that part yet. So this is the badges page. And when this back button is clicked, we want to navigate to page that we're working in, the nav parameter of library. Capital L? Gosh, I do not remember. I don't think so. Library. I don't think we've been using any capitals. It has to be exactly the same for it to work. Cool. So that's going back. That's jumping out of here. To get into here, we want this, because we copied this from the favorites earlier. This is probably a good one to do right away, but, you know, works now as well. Edges. So when we click the library groups, this thing, group badges, we want to navigate. I believe this is the only thing we want to do. We can verify that by checking the favorite one or another one. Edges. Cool. So let's reload that. And I'm just going to check and look at this workflow. Yep, just a simple navigation. Okay, so we know poses works. Done this one before. Now we're on to badges. So we got some sizing stuff to take care of. Yep, that's cool. That's cool. iPad. So it looks like the top is, wow, would you look at that? So we want to, wonder how big these are. Doesn't matter. We just, I don't know, triple the size of our radius.